What's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 surprises and 3 disappointments for me personally so far throughout the NBA season. It's only been 2 weeks, so none of this is super sandstone serious yet. But I just want to talk about a few things that have surprised me, disappointed me so far throughout this very entertaining start of the season. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications to also like that. Really appreciate it. There's a lot of links to all my other stuff, TikTok, Twitter, stuff like that, in the description below as well. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So we'll start off with surprise number 1 for me, and that is the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks so far started the year off 6-1. They've been pretty good to start the year. They're a surprise for me because if you go back and watch my Western Conference predictions video, I had the Mavericks missing out on the play-in and the playoffs. I know it was a very tough answer. I had to choose one team to be the 11th seed. I picked the Mavericks, even though Luka Doncic in the regular season is a monster. I just didn't really believe in, outside of Luka and Kyrie, the rest of the team consistently, especially compared to the rest of the Western Conference teams. At that point, I was like, this might be the team that misses out. But they've been the opposite. They've been one of the best teams in the league. Luka looks like, if I had to vote right now, he would be my MVP. He's averaging 31, 9, and 9. 49% shooting from the field and 41% from 3. He's been absolutely amazing. Even the last few games where statistically, because the first 3 or 4 games of the season, statistically, he was insane. But even though he's dropped off statistically, he's still been really good. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been great so far this year, averaging 18 points, shooting 38% from 3 off the bench as their 6th man. Grant Williams is shooting 54% from 3, averaging 15 a game. Derek Lively has come on a lot sooner than I expected. Josh Green has been solid. Derek Jones has been giving them some good minutes. Jane Hardy, Dwight Powell have been coming in solid. And this is all even without Kyrie being really Kyrie. Kyrie's still been solid. He's averaging 20 points per game. But Kyrie hasn't really been had a huge game yet. He's just been kind of out there doing his own thing. He's passing the ball very well the last few games. But yeah, this is without Kyrie really having to get in his bag, really. The Mavericks have been really, really good. They're the 4th best offense in the league. They lead the league in 3-point attempts, 3-point makes, and are 2nd in 3-point percentage. Those are the 6 highest in that rating. They look pretty good right now, Now again, there's only been 7 games, so we don't know how. If Grant Williams probably is going to shoot 54% from 3 the rest of the season, Tim Hardaway might not have. Tim Hardaway goes on stretches at some point. Eventually Kyrie's going to have to become Kyrie and have big games at some point in the season, obviously. But so far, it's been pretty good. Offensively, it's been really good. Defensively, they're middle of the pack. They're 17th, But hopefully that could come along a little bit more. Max Kleber hasn't really played a whole lot because of injuries and stuff like that. But, the Mavericks have been pretty good so far this season. It's been very fun to watch. And we're interested to see how this keeps going. If Grant Williams actually does become a really good wing 3-and-D player, if Tim Hardaway has a 6th man of the year type year, if Derek Lively can consistently get minutes and get better, But one thing's for sure, we know Luka's going to be there. And as long as Luka's doing good, this team's going to do good. Now going with my first disappointment, I'm going with the LA Lakers. The Lakers, they had, a lot of people considered one of the better off seasons in the league. People had the Lakers as a top team, a contender. And so far, they have not looked the part. They've started off 3-4. Not looking the greatest. LeBron in year 21 has still been good. He's leading the team in points, averaging 25, 8, and 6, a steal and a block, shooting 56% of the field. And AD's actually been pretty good so far this year too. He's averaging 24 and 12, 3 blocks, shooting 53 or 55% of the field. Those two have been good. But after that, it's the off season that we all praised has not looked great. D'Angelo Russell started off the year pretty bad. He's been putting it a little bit back together the past few games, but D'Lo doesn't look amazing as a starting point guard. Austin Reeves had a very bad start to the year. He's been picking it up the last few games. Taurean Prince has honestly been the best signing in the offseason. He's shooting 38% from 3, averaging 10 points. Christian Wood has looked pretty solid the last few games. But then after that, I guess it's kind of weird. Rui Hachimura, he's only playing 3 games, but he's not really playing much. He's only averaging 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes a game. Gabe Vincent is shooting 7% from 3 in 4 games. He's going to be out for 2 weeks. Cam Reddish is shooting 31% from the field and 15% from 3. Jackson Hayes is averaging a point and a rebound per game in 6 games. Jared Vanderbilt hasn't played yet this year, even though it wasn't an offseason acquisition, but Jared Vanderbilt hasn't played yet this season. Jalen Hood-Schifino, their first-round pick, hasn't played yet this season as well. Just hasn't looked great for the Lakers. And of course, they don't want LeBron and AD to have to carry them through regular season and play heavy minutes. But so far, AD's playing 37 minutes per game, LeBron's playing 36 minutes per game. And they kind of have to. Looking at the on and off numbers with LeBron, it looks similar to the last few years. I mean, this is the year where they didn't want LeBron to play that much. They thought the role players, guys like Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, they can carry them throughout the regular season. And then once the playoffs come, that's when LeBron starts. But LeBron had to play big minutes and had to have big games and big fourth quarters for the Lakers to come back. Defensively, they're solid. Defensively, they're about middle of the pack. But offensively, that's where it doesn't look good. They have the 25th ranked offense in the league. Their three-point shooting has been very bad. They're 29th in three-pointers made per game, the only better than the Charlotte Hornets. And they also have the second worst three-point percentage. They're shooting under 30% from three as a team. The only team better than are the Portland Trail Blazers. Everything offensively, they're kind of just middle of the pack. Like points, they're 17th. Field goal percentage, they're 11th. They're just middle of the pack to bad offensively. Defensively, they're solid. They're about middle. But yeah, the offense just has not really clicked yet. And again, we're only 7 games in. So this could be a turnaround. Gabe Vincent can come back and start hitting shots. Austin Reeves looks like he's going to get better and better every game. Hopefully D'Lo can find his way. And maybe guys like Taurean Prince, Christian Wood, bring it together. Vanderbilt comes back. Roy Hachimura gets more minutes, maybe. But so far, this hasn't looked like a contending team yet so far in the league. Again, they have a lot of time to bring it back together. But so far through 7 games, this does not look like what we thought it was. For my second surprise, I'm going with Scotty Barnes. Barnes has been great this year. Now, I did pick him early before the season for my MIP. And so far, it looks pretty solid, even though he's probably not the winner right now. Scotty Barnes has looked very, very good so far this year. He's averaging 22 points, almost 10 rebounds and 6 assists with a steal and 2 blocks per game. Shooting 51% from the field, 42% from 3, 76% from the free throw line. He just looks a whole lot better and more confident. That's the thing about, for me, the confidence. He looks a lot more confident out there. He's not scared to shoot the ball. He's shooting about over 5 threes a game and shooting 42%. Now, is this going to continue for the rest of the regular season three-point shooting? I don't know. But if the confidence is there, man, I mean, he looks a lot more confident. Pull-up game, step back threes, he get his own offensively, also kind of being a hub in some ways. Of course, about his passing ability. He's got a high basketball IQ, and he's been doing that for the Raptors this year. He's really been the only thing to watch for the Raptors. The Raptors, kind of a boring team, not very good, but Scotty Barnes has been the reason to watch the Raptors. The other day against the Spurs, he literally went on a fourth quarter tear and brought them all the way back to tie the game. They eventually won the game in overtime. He's been just absolutely amazing this season. He's increased everything, really. His points per game went from 15 to 22, rebounds from 6 to almost 10, assists from 4 to 6, steals are the same, but the blocks went from averaging under a block to 2 blocks. His shooting percentage went up from 45% to 51% with 3 more shots. His three-point percentage went from 28% to 42% with almost 2 more shots per game. He's got shooting more shots. He looks a lot more confident, and he's getting better. If Scotty can continue this for the rest of the year, man, the Raptors are going to have something. The Raptors are going to be a lot more confident in trading guys like Pascal and maybe OG and kind of going younger if Scotty can continue this throughout the rest of the regular season. My second disappointment is going to tie in kind of 2 things tied in together. Julius Randle, but also the New York Knicks as a team. It's no surprise Julius Randle has had a very bad start to the regular season. So far, his stats didn't improve with the game against the Clippers he had the other day. But so far through 7 games, he's averaging 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He's shooting 29% from the field, almost 30% from the field. On 16 shots, he's shooting 25% from 3, leading the team in three-point attempts, shooting almost 7 a game, and shooting 67% from the free throw line, leading the team in free throw attempts, averaging almost 6 free throw attempts a game. Also leading the team with 3 turnovers and leading the team in fouls per game as well. So yeah, he's leading the team in a lot of stuff, but on the worst in the team on a lot of stuff. It's been very bad for Julius Randle. He's just not a very good shot taker. Like when you watch him play, you could see why he kind of has, he's had 2 All-NBA All-Star years, but also if you look back at those years, it's like, dang, it kind of impresses you even more when you look at that, because the way he plays is just so, it's not amazing. It's not the best he could play. He's a big body, bang down low, obviously bullies people down low. He just doesn't have a lot of touch and finesse, even though it looks like he wants to have and thinks he has a lot of touch and finesse. He doesn't really have that. The shooting ability obviously has gotten a lot better, but he takes shots like he's Jason Tatum, and he's not Jason Tatum. No disrespect to Julius Randle, obviously he's a really good basketball player, but like he's just not a great shot taker, not high IQ, stuff like that. And we saw it when he had his first year MIP year, and then in 2022 he had a very down year because the shots that he was making MIP year weren't going in. Then last year he had his best year ever, made the All-Star team, All-NBA again. And this year we're gonna see another year where it's like those shots that he made when he was an All-Star, All-NBA, he's taking the same shots, they're just not going in because they're very tough shots. You know what I mean? And I'm tying the whole Knicks into it as well because it's kind of been hurting the team. The Knicks as a team has not been great so far. They started the year off 3-4. Jalen Brunson has been solid. RJ Barrett has been very, very good. He's arguably been their best player, more consistent player at least. But after that, the three-point shooting has not been good. Quentin Grimes is shooting 39% from the field, 35% from three. Mitch Robinson shooting 46% from the field, which how? You're really only dunking. I don't know how you're shooting 46%. Josh Hart is not shooting the ball well. DiVincenzo's gotten a little bit better, but he's not shooting the ball well. IQ isn't shooting the ball well from three. It's just the shooting, the offense for the Knicks just has not been great. Watching the game, but also statistically wise, has not been great. You got to find a way to put it together somehow. And it kind of starts with Julius Randle. Tim Thibodeau has to find better ways to make Julius Randle succeed. Because the way he's doing it right now, it's not going to work throughout an entire season. We see that. And I thought it was going to be a little different because now with Jalen Brunson being there, being the point guard and stuff, and him kind of taking the reins, I thought Julius Randle was going to have a decent... I didn't think he was going to have the same year as last year, but I also didn't think he was going to drop off heavy. I thought he was just going to have a consistently solid year, shoot the ball okay, just be good. But Julius Randle has not been good so far, and he's got to figure out a way to contribute in some other ways and find easier ways to score, because if he doesn't, man, it's going to be a rough year for the Knicks. My last surprise is a similar one to that last one, where it's going to be kind of two things tied in together, mainly Chris Paul, but also the Warriors as a team. Of course, the Chris Paul trade surprised everybody in the offseason, him going to the Warriors. People thought, how's it going to fit? Chris Paul with Steph, Clay, Draymond, how's it going to work? How is this going to, look? And so far, it's looked pretty good. Chris Paul has really fit in. And honestly, looking back at it now, we were kind of very wrong or dumb to kind of think it wasn't going to work with Chris Paul and the Warriors, because if you think about it, Chris Paul is one of the smartest basketball players ever. High IQ, obviously, point guard, one of the best point guards of all time. And the Warriors, the way they run their system is so intricate and unique. Why do we not think Chris Paul was going to go there and contribute in some way, or find a way to make it work? And so far he's made it work. Even though statistically he's not having an insane year, obviously, he's actually shooting the ball pretty bad. He's shooting 36% from the field and 13% from three, But when you watch it on the court, Chris Paul is what the Warriors needed. They needed a veteran point guard that could get everyone else involved. Because the whole time Steph Curry has been who Steph Curry is, it's always been, when they're on the court, they're one of the best teams ever. When he's off the court, it's been bad. And last year was like that times 5, where Steph, Clay, and them were out there, and they were really good. But when they came off the court, it was like, man, who is this team? You know what I mean? And now Chris Paul has kind of been there to kind of help the bench get better, have everyone else get better. They've been doing the thing where Chris Paul and Steph Curry haven't really played a whole lot together, but when they do, it's been solid. They want Chris Paul to be, again, more of off the bench. When Steph comes out, all right, Chris, it's your time, take over, make everyone else on you better. And it has been. Jonathan Kuminga is averaging a career year. He's averaging 12 points, only 3 rebounds per game randomly for Jonathan Kuminga. He should be down there more. He's been good. Dario Saric, last few games, has been good. He's shooting 40% from 3. Moses Moody, love what I see from him. Gary Payton is having solid games. Chris Paul has come in and done very good things for this Warriors bench. And now they're 6-2. They're one of the best teams in the league. And yeah, they're still a team you have to worry about. Of course, before the season, I wouldn't consider them contenders. A lot of people wouldn't consider them contenders. But they're inching closer and closer there, man. Especially if the bench keeps doing what they've been doing. If Kuminga and Moody and Sarge keep improving and having big, good seasons, this is going to be a very tough team to face in the playoffs. Chris Paul has been great for the Warriors, and yeah, all respects to him for figuring a way around the situation. And my final disappointment, I didn't know if I want to put this one on the list, really, But I didn't really have anything else, so I decided to put it Memphis Grizzlies. Now, this one is different because I didn't expect the Grizzlies to go 6-1 or be one of the best teams in the league, obviously, with Ja Morant missing the first 25 games, injury, Steven Adams having to miss the regular season, which sucks. Brandon Clark, we don't know when he's going to come back. But it's been a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. I thought they're going to be able to stay around 500, maybe 25 games, maybe be like, like 13 and 4, like something like that. Something around 500, so when Ja comes back, then they could come out and shine. But it's been bad. Like, they'll be lucky if they get to like 10 wins before Ja gets back. That's how bad it looks right now, man. Like, it's been tough. Desmond Bain is having a good year. Desmond Bain's averaging 26, 5 and 4, shooting 47% from the field. Jaren's been all right. Marcus Smart has been good. But after that, man, it's been tough. It's been very, very tough. They're 1-6. They have the worst record in the league. They started off 0-6. They just got their first win the other day. But it's been bad. It's been bad for Memphis, man. They're relying on so many young guys that haven't really gotten this. Like Zaire Williams, the starter. Zaire Williams has been actually pretty solid, but that David Roddy has been relied on a lot. David Tillman's been relied on a lot. Kenny Lofton is backup. Vince Williams Jr. is a rotational player. Jacob Gilyard is an actual rotation player for this team right now. That's how bad it's been right now. Jacob Gilyard is an actual, like, their 8th man, 7th man off the bench. It's been bad in Memphis, man. 29th rated offense. Their defense has been okay. It's just their offense. They just don't really have anything consistent besides, here, Desmond Bain, do something. That's been their offense right now. And I just don't see how it's going to get better much throughout the next few games until Ja Morant comes back. And even when Ja comes back, obviously it's going to be a huge piece. You're adding an all-NBA-like player. But it's like, how better does this team actually get? Like, of course, they're going to get a lot more wins and stuff. But is this like a playoff team? Probably not. Like, top 6 team? Probably not. It's really going to be, they're fighting for the play-in. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies turn into, if Ja comes back and they're still struggling, they're like around the 13th seed, like 30, 40 games into the year. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, you know what? Take our foot off the gas. Ja, Desmond, Jaren. I'm not asking to sit out, but, like, you don't have to play every game. Get the young guys in. Let's just get a forfeit this year. Get a top 10 pick next year. And restart from there. Get everyone back healthy. Get Adams. Get Brandon Clark. Get everyone back healthy. Get Ja in there with a new pick. And let's just start over next season. I wouldn't be surprised if that is going to be what happens, because not only does Memphis has to win a lot of games, they also need teams to lose games. So far, there's a lot of teams that look pretty solid right now. I'm not saying it's impossible for the Grizzlies to get back into the playoff picture. I mean, obviously, it's only 7 games. They have 75 more games to go, obviously. But it's just saying, it just doesn't look great right now in Memphis, But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.